Good morning, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. You?
Yeah, excellent. Thanks. Alrighty, let's get into this.
Did you get in on some of those Aussie buys?
Um, Not really. No, I had a handful on other things. Still got the Euro Aussie running. So I still think this one's still good. Um, I believe this is the news yesterday. All it does is just delay the eventual depreciation of it. So there's going to be a bit of a slow unwind. But I think this is still following the plan that with that news, with all this consolidation that we made over here, the initial move
Yep.
was one that we thought was going to move up to that area. Then it was really unexpected what they did here. Price is just back inside this consolidation again. I still see this as a good level. I see this as a good level as well. Okay. Um,
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
yeah, but I took advantage of yen. I thought yen was a much easier one because Aussie I'm still unsure of, to be honest. Like long term, but yen was a very clear read with these tariffs. Yen was already weak before this news, but with the 25% tariffs, so yeah, yen was a much easier one for me. So I didn't touch Aussie other than Euro Aussie, but yen's been a good one. Just broadly selling off
If
yen.
we, yeah, no, I agree, 100%. I had a look at the currency strength chart on baby pips,
Mm-hmm.
and the yen is in seriously oversold territory. Do you think it'll get a bounce?
Could do. Yeah, could do. So they're in talks, aren't they? So we're well under 100 here. Now if
Yeah,
if any of these guys can get up to 100 as well, then that could definitely we could see a bounce for sure.
yeah.
But trade talks are ongoing. They said they were vigorously talking about it, and if they're vigorously talking about it, if they do find, I mean, I can't see they're not willing to budge. I don't think the US are willing to budge on the cars. So, and they won't give them access to the like agriculture. So, I'm not sure where they're going to find their breakthrough in the trade talks. So until then, we'll see.
Well,
But
the Japanese have a pretty serious card to play, though. That they aren't they the largest holder of US bonds? Is it in the world?
treasuries, yeah, they are.
Yeah, yeah. I would have thought that's a pretty serious card to play.
Yeah, but they kind of rely on that growth, don't they, with their depreciation of their currency.
That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes both ways. But we'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. So what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh yes, German. Cool. Alrighty. So today's potentially an easy day because we're. Let me just. I'm gonna. So yesterday was. I mean, it was good. It was a good day yesterday. This took a bit to get going, but it was pretty steady, to be honest. The way it moved up. So I was looking for it to hit that black line eventually. Oh, black white background on white background is not a good idea. There you go. So I was looking for it to push up into that area. Bit of a like it was fairly like it was much better than this period. But do you see how like I know it can feel like a long time when we're sat here for 2 hours, and price really is kind of just not doing a whole lot. On Monday it moved up 50 pips on that. No, sorry, 40 pips. Was it 40 pip move? No, 50. Yeah, it was a 50 pip move. 50 pip move, and then it just chopped around in here for best part of an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours actually. And it was 10:15 that we got a single 5 minute candle that did the same as like this 15-minute candle was mainly the open, and then this 15-minute candle was mainly a 5 minute candle that just pushed up. Um, but it took like a whole bunch of this in between that we were just sat here being like, oh man, like it's kind of nice just to get in and get out, move on with the day, but had to finish the stream, leave the buys running, and then eventually pushed up, and then got to the target, the blue line. And then the next day, Tuesday. Oh, sorry, the target, the initial target was there actually, and then it kept on going. Then yesterday we had it moved down. Actually, it moved up, took out some areas to the left. There's a bit of a supply area over here. Pushed down, formed a base, and then it just was drifting higher and higher and higher. A bit annoying to get in for some. There's this little pullback here, but eventually it made its way back up. Nice little reaction, came back down, retested like the London lows, and then it was pretty steady in the New York session. I didn't trade that New York session there. Anyway, why it's an easier read today. We are at this area of supply. Okay, so if I show you on the higher time frame, we go over to the left over here, you can see that we're in this, like, see this consolidation area. Nice chunky area, nice area of supply. Now, why it's easier day today is because New York just traded up all the way into the highs. So very little profit taking in New York. Now, we've consolidated, haven't really done much at the moment. But now we've got 2 days of this week, Monday and Tuesday, where there's been a lot of buying pressure. Now we've got a lot of people sat in good profits at a supply zone with London volume about to come in. London are going to be probably a bit cautious taking buys immediately, because if they take buys immediately, that could give anyone that was in profits along the way, it can give them a chance to take profit, basically transfer that risk. So I'm a little bit, I think London's going to be another slow one. I'd be pleasantly surprised if it just pushed up, but if it does just push up, I probably will miss the move, because I'm not going to jump into buys with so many traders already in profit, especially yesterday where there was very little profit taking going into the close. Asia hasn't provided us with anything. We're still quite overbought here on the stocky, so we'd need to see some sort of like little correction first, I imagine, before, and London will probably engineer that correction. So I'll probably treat any pushes as a fake out. If it just pushes and continues on, then fair play to it. But that's the kind of read I see on this. How about you guys? What do you think? I'm just gonna, because I used Pepperstone yesterday, the charts, I'm actually going to go back to my preferred for just looking at charts, then that's Forex.com. So what I'm going to have to do though is just remove all these. I won't remove these lines, because I do want to make sure, because some of these zones are very valid. But let's put on that indicator session. There it is. Yeah, let me know what you guys think.
Sorry, mate, I've got to run and get the kids from daycare, so I'll be back on in a little bit. But I'll probably pester you then to see where it's at, if that's cool.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Cool. All right, pick up the kids. Hey George, how are you? Hey Simon. Okay, so let's do some. We've got fresh analysis on here. So there's nothing on here, so let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna first of all get that chunky area. This is that chunky area.
Hey Hayden, how you going?
Hey Dave, how you doing, mate?
Good, just driving home. Thought I'd jump in and see what's going on.
Yeah. How's work?
So, good. Yeah. Made a lot of soup, which is good. Well, I didn't make it, but someone in my team made about 645 kilos of soup, which is good.
You got some soup in the car?
So if anyone needs any soup, just let me know. So you said that it was a bit of an easier day or read. Do you mean that you still didn't talk about your bias? You're still long, but just only going to buy from a decent pullback?
I could actually take a short today.
Mm.
I could take a short
Because of that zone.
Yeah. If it is breaking through here, the next zone is a bit higher. Oh, you turned into a robot for a minute there, mate. You there?
But are you still long, or are you?
I'm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of turned into a robot for a bit.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. So, I thought this week was going to be a bit of a challenge because of because today is meant to be the deadline. So, we're still waiting to see what's happening. Trump's team is sending out letters to different countries, and they're just like saying what the tariffs are. He's kind of just picking some easier ones at the moment, like Southeast Asia ones. He did send it to Japan, but apparently Japan were the first members to start the negotiations with the US team, and they're getting hit with 25%, which their initial tariff was 24%. So it's actually not much different than what they initially were. Then he picked on South Korea. He's picked on there's some pretty high tariff numbers to come. He's not started anything with China yet, so I'm wondering when he turns his attention to euro. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious with this rally so far. That if he turns his attention to euro, then I could see us correcting. I could see us just not liking this. And at the moment, the Dixie, the dollar index, is still having this bounce as well. So this is weighing on my mind that with the Dixie and the Dixie dollar index basket of currencies in this index, it's highly correlated with the euro US dollar pair, because the Dixie makes up of the Dixie. There's 6 currencies inside of here. There is the euro, makes up 60-odd%. Okay, I'll just it'll be much easier for me just to actually bring the web page up. So Dixie constituents. Okay. So the euro. Oh, okay, not quite, but I'm assuming Wikipedia is factually correct here. But euro makes up the Dixie 57.6%. Then it's made up with the yen, pound, Canadian, Swedish krona, and Swiss franc. So it's much more correlated with the euro. And one thing I'm considering here is with the Dixie at the moment, we're pushing. So that means euro US is weakening. Euro had been strong, and now we're seeing the same. Like, it's just an inverse of the Dixie chart mainly. So we see that we've been making like a little bit of a channel down here. We are hitting like a decent little area of like the bottom area of the demand zone. We've like tapped into it already. And then with the Dixie, we're actually up at this level. Okay, this like previous support, now to potential resistance. But if Dixie can break through this level, and we continue to see the US dollar strengthen, which is kind of counterintuitive with all this pressure on the Fed to cut. But if US dollar does strengthen further, any US investors that are invested in European equities, they're going to be losing two ways. Potentially if Trump turns his attention to Europe, because if he puts a tariff on Europe and you get these European equities that decline, just even like 5%, but at the same time, Powell's holding strong that he wants to hold rates, and we see the US dollar potentially strengthen another % or two, then that's going to hit the US investors that are invested in Europe. So we might see some profit taking if there's any threat of Europe being hit with a tariff. And we just don't know. They've kept a pretty closed mouth, pretty tight lips about what they're going to do. So I'm kind of aware that there's that kind of risk. There's that kind of uncertainty. So I think ultimately I'm still bullish long term, but when we're sort of up near, like this is all times high again, and the way that this week is setting up, Monday, Tuesday, we don't have really too much in the way of news today, I don't think. I think we already had the Kiwi interest rates. Yeah, we've just got FOMC minutes later. Financial juice has a bit more. We've got some Bank of England, some ECB speakers at around midday. Got some crude. Yeah, I'm just kind of cautious on that fact that if we do see something where there is like tariff talks, then that could lead to a bit of a correction. So I'm not really. If I see the market moving down aggressively, I wouldn't want to jump into buys just because I wonder if they know something that's not already in the media. But over long term, still bullish. Just today, I'm not sure if I would jump into buys if it's coming down aggressively. Plus, I just don't have good zones. Like I see this, like the way it moved up so cleanly. Like there's a long way it could go down before. Like once it breaks underneath this level, takes Asia low out, starts pushing down 50% of New York. There's not really much in the way of support until quite far down. So yeah, I'd have to be very careful. I'm thinking London's a much better chance of selling off. Kind of like these days last week, where were they? So every time we see like a big green candle that closes near the highs, this is the New York session. When we saw that, we saw London be very sluggish. And another one like here, close up near the highs. London actually sold off. So I'm kind of thinking that today. Kind of thinking sells. What say you guys? You guys thinking something similar, or are you thinking longs only? Thinking it's going to just break through this zone? Good liquidity above it. Okay, we've got here's the
It's
open
gone
now.
mental.
Yeah, here's the open now. Alright, let's go down. Low time frames. Stock is a bit overbought.
Right. Buy to sell.
Alright, let's see what it does up here. So London's pushed up 48 pips. Let's see if this is just a sweep, like a trigger to trigger people in for buys. Very curious to see if London can break its low. We'll have a look at when the European stocks as well, when they open, or they're open, but we've got delayed feed here, so we'll see. We've got some open. Deutsche Telekom open flat, Move opened a bit up, Siemens opened a big down, Merck opened down, car companies we don't know, Volkswagen opened up. That's surprising. So far, it's a nice wick up. See if it can build a base, or if it can start breaking down. Where's the VWAP? I think we'll probably hit the VWAP actually. Yeah, hit the VWAP. VWAP third standard deviation. So see if it can come back down towards here. Look for it to retest here. Now that it's pushed up into this fresh area supply. Come on, down you go. Get down. Hey Tom, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks. How's everyone else?
Good, mate.
It looked like it rushed to a Tokyo fix again.
Did it? Like
Doing the 9.
Like yesterday, huh?
Yeah. I'm just like, what's going on here?
See if it can come all the way down. See if it can come all the way down to here for the day.
Well,
It'd be pretty crazy if it did to all the way down. If it did something like this, just eventually after this momentum. Imagine if it did this.
which NMG is that? NMG,
Yesterday's one.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Are you in a short as yet?
No, I want to see if it can break down, like proper breakdown, or create divergence up here. Hasn't fully taken the resistance yet.
Yeah.
So I reckon maybe it does another 20 pips above this zone, and then there it can then drop down from above this yellow line.
Yeah, good. Aaron.
And maybe it's just full on bullish as well. That's why I want to wait for a confirmation. I'm not sure how this copper this copper tariff is going to have an impact on trade. But
hi everyone.
Hey Danny, copper went flying yesterday. There's a copper here.
I don't trade copper, but I'm sure it's just got fine effects.
Went 10%. Look at this. Look at that move.
It's huge.
Yeah, looked flat before then, and then just bang. Crazy. Okay, come on, German. We've got divergence. Not confirmed, but we've got divergence. So we've got stocky at the moment.
4-hour neckline.
Yeah, that's right. 4 hour. Got higher highs, and at the moment the stocky is making. At the moment it's a lower high. It hasn't made the lower high yet because it's still angled up. But it's definitely in a point of interest for me. So I could potentially cowboy trade the top of this zone. It's a bit risky, but I would consider it.
So do you think there's any implications with the copper? So is it likely to send the DAX down, but London's moving it up so they can take advantage of that.
I got no idea the impact with copper. I really don't know what impact that has. I thought it was just interesting yesterday. And we had two pieces of information. We had one, RBA, their rate cuts were they didn't come, so they held. And then we had a copper tariff of 50%, and that sent copper flying. And then what we had was a very weak New York session. So I just don't know what the connection was between them. I tried to find something like whether there would be like with this uncertainty, with this news that was uncertain, whether that was going to lead to traders that were positioned expecting Aussie interest rates to cut, and that could be like maybe the signal that the Aussie sent to the world was that the interest rates are going to be a little bit globally. Interest rates are going to be just a little bit stickier instead of slashing interest rates. So with this move now, and then copper coming on as well, there could be people like traders rushing to hedge to cover their positions. And what that can do is just like suck out all the implied volatility out of the market. And then what we saw in the US session was just very subdued trading, very unusual for it to be with all this kind of news running around. That yesterday, like look at this is yesterday right here. So just this is on the Dow as well, which is very volatile, and you're seeing just like just did nothing. Literally did nothing all day. And then the same on US 500, just really choppy, messy rate trading. The same on NAS as well, very choppy, messy trading compared to previous days. So I wonder if there is a connection with copper tariffs, Aussie unexpected news, unexpected hawkish hold, and just general like covering of positions. So people just hedging up just to wait for the next signal. And then maybe as well today, where this was apparently a deadline. So was Trump going to make any announcements? So maybe people just fully hedged up. So they cover their short positions, a lot of put and calls, and a lot of buying underneath. There's been a lot of buying, so maybe there's a lot of puts that were put on. Maybe we got to a put wall, like an option put wall, is where they basically like cover any downside moves. All right, so looks like that divergence held very nicely. So we got the confirmed divergence.
It's just taken the weekly close as well.
Yeah. Oh, good one. But we've got that. Why is the divergence not showing here? That's a bad miss for the stocky. Ah, there it is. I had to trigger it. But why? Oh no, that's my line. Why didn't it do the? It's not really. Yeah, it's a bad miss. It's a bad miss.
My one's showing it.
Yeah, I don't know why mine feels. Jeff should be showing it. It's on the 2 minutes showing it, but not the 1 minute. Is yours showing it on the 1 minute?
Yeah, it is. No, I've not changed any settings.
No, now I've got it. If I put it up to 2 periods.
Oh, I had two on the left and one on the right. I just changed the one on the right because the quicker.
Ah, there we go. Okay, now it's showing the divergence. All right. Can we break down? So I pushed up, took the weekly close, gave divergence, just pushed deeper into the supply area. And now this could turn ugly if we're underneath the London low. Stocky's a bit oversold though. That's one thing that's a bit annoying. So do we get another bounce on the Stocky? But I'd like to see it take the VWAP center line. Come on. How would you get into this? Don't really want to sell oversold here, but if you think it's going down, any sort of pullback. So it either can pull back, you get it on the pullback, or if it starts breaking down, wait for it to do the little retest and then go down. Unless you cowboyed into it. The cowboy into it was on the cards. But now, I think we've got a little bit of gap over here. So if you still think it's going down, I think in this area, let it retest. And then as it's coming down, like if it's retesting and then coming back down towards the support, you can jump in for a sell from here, like around this point. Or if it's like pressing, then likely. It makes sense to take out this area, but if we can clear this zone, that's when it'll be cleaner to the downside. So let's see. This is the last chance for this zone to hold. If this zone, now that London pushed up, and then this is the area of the pullback. If this is not holding, down she's going. And I think it makes sense to go down, just to shake out some weak hands. Is anyone long? I want to understand if you're long because of the trend or for whatever reason. No?
So I'm anticipating a bit of a pullback. Now, if it breaks down, that'd be great. But a bit of a pullback for an HCS and hopefully a drop.
Sold.
What we don't want is this initial like momentum in that first because there's reasons to be long. We haven't fully taken out the top yet. 15-minute now has just come to a close. Kind of looks like a rejection candle, but I've also seen wick fills. So I'm not talking anyone out from looking for longs. It's just not the thing that I want. Okay, took out these lows, that little wick. So this is a dangerous wick, this one. If we can get a 5-minute candle or something that just kind of like breaks down or has a good close underneath, then it could turn ugly. Come on, break. Break. Just a little bit tough with it being so oversold at the moment.
Now, why don't we come back in my 2-minute? You can see it on that 1-minute thing there as well. It's just that gap on that top counter
This one
at
here.
the top is signal, but I wanted to fill that gap. But anyway, might not do it. It's trying to fill that gap from the open at the moment.
You mean this gap here? Or do you mean the no wick?
That's the gap I want to see it come back and then go south. But there's a gap to the left of the top one at the opening candle. It's sort of explored that right now. Yeah. But it's touched and out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's looking ominous here. But also, this would be a pretty good signal if it wicked up into that area and closed pretty strong to get a nice move down. Okay, come on. Drop.
I'm actually in a very small short with a massive stop loss.
Massive.
50 points. It's very tiny though, so it's like I'm risking less than 0.2%. But I'm happy to build on it with the right signals. So
that's the key.
Like you demonstrated, if that starts happening, I'll just add to it.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key. Get your position in. Low risk, doesn't affect you mentally, emotionally, and then as the price action develops further, then you don't have to be as concerned that you're chasing price, but you're adding to the risk, adding to the volume when it's moving, and you've got one position that might have been more of a riskier entry because you didn't have all the confirmations, but it's also one that as it pushes down, you actually can add volume to it by, so like say for example you wanted to wait for price to be under here, but you wanted to take a position because you do think sells, but you're just a bit unsure, so you just entered a cowboy trade, for example, like up here somewhere. This cowboy trade, because it's high risk, because you don't have as many confirmations, shouldn't be high risk. Say if your normal risk per trade was 0.5% or 1%, okay, just to keep things like nice and conservative, what you could do is dial that risk down quite a bit, so you're not too worried about the outcome of this initial position. But if it does start pushing down and you decided you wanted to add more weight to that trade, you can add more volume to the trade, but it's still like you've never actually, because you're adding volume when you're in profit already, you're not actually adding drawdown risk. All you're doing is risking, like, look, if price does pull back on you, you're more at risk of a break even, as long as you don't let it go all the way up to your original position. But you can effectively keep on adding positions as price is going down. You risk a break-even outcome from being heavy in profit, but you never actually risk going negative. If that makes sense. It's Tom Hugard does it. I mean, he goes pretty hard anyway with his lot sizes, but I'm trying to just talk about, like, if you can scale in effectively, just get your entry position in. Doesn't have to be full size, but trying to scale in is a good idea. But if you don't scale in and then price drops down, so many times people are like, oh, I didn't get the best entry, so now I'm too scared to enter. And then you just end up missing the whole trade completely. Okay, so we're getting, see how like we were oversold on the stocky down here. This is the dangerous area. We've got that little gap. We've kind of got that support still in play. We're oversold. That's why you don't want to enter on oversold. Now we're pulled back to this area. Okay, we've kind of taken out this zone again. Now this is make or break for the level. If it rejects here and is actually pushing down, and it's coming down again from overbought, then you can enter a sell assuming this support's going to break. Obviously, you know, it might bounce again. That'd be annoying. But rejecting here again and coming down and making this like lower high after divergence is much more likely to make a lower low now. But we'll see, because it still hasn't fully taken this out. But stock market's not one of those ones that you really want to think has to go down. There's a lot of reason why the stock market just can get you into a short squeeze. But if it is going to go down, I don't particularly like this price action. This will grind higher. That's, to me, a potential danger sign. That's that triple wick kind of thing. So I think breaking that, like not just wicking underneath it, but actually breaking it, I'll enter a sell. Like if it can actually get underneath it and initial target would be just the VWAP. But ultimately, I think there's a potential it comes all the way down. Take out, like if it can get that momentum from up in here, up in this supply zone, I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue grinding down. There's a bit of a zone over here actually. I quite like this part of New York before it pushed up. I quite like that. This zone as a New York area. It's kind of around the stock exchange open as well. Yeah, I quite like this. This is a target. If it can break underneath this London, if London turns negative, I quite like that. Just need it to break underneath this price action over here. I want it to break underneath this. Kind of like that. Obviously, I don't think it's going to go straight line. We could live in hope, but at least here. If it breaks it high, then that's a bit of a pain in the ass if it does that, because...
What is that upper line, Hayden, you've got there?
This one here?
That yellow one. Yeah, what's that?
It's the top of this zone I've got to the left over here. See this like chunky consolidate. I'll turn the VWAP off.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So if we put the candles on, it was here. This bit. So taking
Yeah,
the
that's
wicks.
it on the 1 hour. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good level as well. That one there. Like the open of that New York session. So it looks like it's trying to push up higher again. So I think we're gonna have to wait and see for another confirmation.
Looks like it might have rejected.
Yeah, I got a 5-minute little wick at the moment. So this time it has taken that yellow line. Oh no, it hasn't. Oh, so close. Anyway, the idea is still valid if it can actually break down. I just don't like this. This here makes me uncomfortable. The way that it kind of did this, I don't like that. Come on, man. Give us a nice quick one.
Two-minute setup looking good.
Which minute? Which minute?
Two.
What minute did you say?
2 minute.
Oh, 2 minutes.
You got it.
I don't see nothing on the 2 minute. One minute's looking promising though. Potentially, like this wick up here, this little one that took this little thing. It's got a like this candle is still contesting with. Still, I think this is the main one. I think underneath here, that's when you're in the clear. That's why I don't want to enter anything above here just yet, unless it's a cowboy entry. But I still don't want to short, just blindly short something. I know it's overbought over here. But you just
Well, might as well wait for the 15, 30 minute.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I think it's risky taking a short up here. Just gotta play the waiting game.
yeah, I want to start seeing that pullback now, but I reckon it's looking like it's trying to grind. I think, yeah, you picked those two candles, like you're saying, or three candles.
Yeah, a lot of volume in those three.
I'm going to go. Thanks very much, Hayden.
You're going to be in later in the week?
I'm going to try to, yeah. I'll try and actually join the session properly instead of just driving. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good evening. Yeah, the reason I'm not particularly like it could like if it does grow like I mean, so that was a pretty good sign for upside, and if it's clearing these highs, I'd be worried about a short term pullback, but I think there's short term. This is the new level I just added. Okay, I don't mind that level. I think it could actually do a very easy one if it's breaking up again. Okay, up to here. But the one thing that concerns me is just with everything being so overbought on the higher time frames, okay, the risk reward is just not quite there for me to want to go for it. So as much as I do like that's why I want to see that asymmetrical. That's why I'm more willing to just be patient and wait for it at asymmetric opportunity. I mean, sometimes you look back and you're like, why don't I just like close my eyes and buy? but I need to stick true to my trading system. And my idea initially was like, look, just don't get lulled into buys, because to me, I think it's very dangerous. But this is just my personal opinion. Okay, if you guys think it's going up, and I did ask before, no one said it. They thought it was bullish. I'm sure there will be people that say bullish now, but we're up here. But it's like there's one thing about having a bias and where you think it can go, and there's another thing about trying to find a trade that has good risk reward, enough to have a safe place to enter, a safe place for a stop loss, and a genuine target. And for the upside, we've got momentum. Entry level would have been these danger areas, especially when price in the lower time frame, the stocky got oversold. Some of these were potential areas to get in. Targets, clear targets in mind. But the thing for me is a stop loss. I didn't have a safe place for my stop loss. So, because I don't have all those ingredients, to me it's just very dangerous for me to try to take a trade like that. And it's more of an emotional trade. Just wanted to be part of the trade. Whereas I'm much more comfortable if I can already plan a trade out and look, I want to be in a trade. And I've got to always fight that instinct to just want to pull the trigger. But I know that consistency comes with following your plan, not emotionally getting involved in trades. And to me, look, we finally have now touched that line perfectly. We've had a nice little reaction from that line. At the moment, we're still pulling back. We've got more bearish reversal diversions up here now, and it finally has taken that level. Like this was near, this was nearer, this was just there, and this one actually did touch that level where I thought is the top of that supply zone. So now if we can actually break down, maybe this 1, 2, 3, 4th time it's made a higher high, is made people that were linking sells, maybe they've given up after 4 higher highs and they're like, oh, bugger this, I'm just going to jump for buys. And then you buy the very high. And now London can do the rug pull. And this is what I'm hoping. And if you were patient, just waited. If we can start breaking down underneath here, okay, then I think, if we start pressuring this level and we start breaking the London low, then London have done a very good job of inducing people into buys, especially if they were looking for sells at the start, and then they gave up on those sell ideas because London made 4 consecutive higher highs. Now you could find that you're on the wrong side because you emotionally flipped your bias at the wrong time. So you better just stick to your bias from the get go. Like if this is where it really does test your resolve, that you trust your bias, or you trust your ability to be patient long enough to get yourself into a good trade and not force yourself into a shit trade, because it's better to be out of the market wishing you were in the market than in the market wishing that you were now out of the market, that you didn't do that, right? It's a very important milestone in consistency. You can take losses. It's absolutely normal to get used to taking losses and just having the wrong idea, but you really can't have that emotional side where you find yourself repeatedly in a trade you didn't want to be in a trade that you didn't plan for, and repeatedly you felt kind of just, I guess, desperation to be in a trade because we've been sat here now for quite some time. Market's not really doing what we thought, and like, look, we're 36 minutes into the London session. We're very early days yet. So it's better just to learn that sometimes with trading, most of the time in trading, there's a lot of waiting. So we're oversold again. If you just followed the stochastic, like sold it over, and when there's low volume like this, if we sold it overbought, if we bought it oversold, and then we sold it overbought, it's very tempting to just do that, because in low volume times, the stochastic is pretty damn reliable. So oversold again. Now it's bouncing. We're at that little area, that consolidation. This is the one that I think is very interesting in price. It's kind of holding everything up. That little bit of price action right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far it's just, I haven't seen any, the cells. It's just not seen at the moment. What if I invert the chart? Do I see a potential other opportunity? Like, do the longs make a bit more sense if I invert? I didn't do that at the start. Yeah, it's just a dangerous area, man. Like, when you look at it this way, when this level breaks, I could actually see it definitely dropping to this bit. And then that changes things a little bit. Like, if this level does break, there's 90 odd pips back up to here. So, like, there is... just super hesitant to do anything when New York has done that. To me, I think it's just super risky. So I think it should, I mean, I guess since Friday last week, July 4, we have just made higher lows each session. So not a single session has come down and taken the previous session's low. So that's quite a few sessions where we've just been bullish, 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 bullish. But if there was an area that's going to make it have a bit of a pullback, then that would be this zone over here, like this chunky area.
Oh.
Yeah, be patient, guys. Be patient. All right, Jaden, not long waiting for it to break and retest support. Yeah, I think the risk reward up here is just a bit tough. So, as much as I think it, German, when it blasts, it can blast. Still waiting for it to break this area. If it breaks that area, I think we can potentially go a bit lower.
$15 looks like it wants to go.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like, it really does look like it's grinding, ready just to power up. I mean, the more that this price action develops as well, Like we've got like a bit of a trend line like so. If you do think it's going to go up, stop loss is like, I know this starts creating trend line liquidity, but at least you potentially, like before London open, we didn't really have anywhere to put your stop loss. At least now we've got like bits of structure, like where price did fail, like this is a failed break lower. So this is, and then we went and made it high. So that's an area of demand. Then we've got, this is clearly an area of demand. I like that price action. And then now you've got like another higher low. So if you think it's going to keep on going, if you think it's going to pop up, you've now got a one-to-one risk-reward opportunity to the upside. If you think it's going to break this high and go, because if it's breaking underneath this trend line, you don't want it. So you can let go of it, but you've got a one-to-one now. So if you want to go long, I think now you've got a place you can put your stop loss. You've got an entry, you've got an idea to break the highs. So actually it does make sense to take a long from here now, because you've got, where to put your stop loss. You know where you're going to get in. You've got a clear target, and then you've got a lot of upside that it could go if it's breaking through this area of supply. I'm not taking it though. One reason why I'm not taking it is because the stock is so well overbought here. So I just don't want to take it. It's overbought like this. What's gold doing? This idea is going to be in there for a long hold. I would consider cowboy entry above here.
So this is it's hit the opening high on June 9th.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at.
So went to there and then sold down. And it's nice for our entry signal on June the 9th. So I'm wondering if that might be anyway.
Yeah, no, I think so.
It goes high.
Plus now we've made a fifth higher high. So anyone that was thinking sells or were in sells, I can imagine breaking above here will be the time that we're thinking, like, F this, I'm out. So I think breakout traders could think, we're going long. So that's why I think London could do. I mean, the way that it's pushed up like this, though, it means those downside targets make it a lot harder to get to. So I do think maybe like taking a sell from around up here somewhere, thinking that this will trigger breakout traders to go long. I think that could be a little bit of a correction, but maybe I just target down here for now, and then see if we can break down lower on down. I mean, it's a long way down now. This is what makes me think, oh bugger, like it's kind of annoying when it does this, because it's easier to see a bit of a drop to like Euro low and Asia low. But given like how it's been grinding higher, the pullback, just to keep the trend going, only needs to pull back a bit. But I still think there's a trade opportunity. If you're not convinced on the longs just because of how high it is, then that's fine. Just make sure you take the sales like at decent areas.
So it's hit that high I mentioned. There's a high on the day the daily high on June 6th. But then there's an MMG just above that as well. So 24333 for June 9 high. 24353 for the June 6 high.
Yeah. So
and an MMG at 2371.
Yeah, the thing I like about this level, this yellow line, is that this is the New York Open of this big day.
Yep.
So that's where they pushed up aggressively, and then they sold off, and then they retested a couple times. So I actually quite like this level.
Yep.
Looks like we're hitting
Bundles of pending buys there that can sell into, you reckon?
Yeah. So we hit it now. So I went short just then. I just cowboyed it. So let's see if this is going to pay off or it's going to make me cry. But small position, just risking a bit on that line. Stop loss, I don't know. My default is 40 pips.
There's a daily inside bar to the left as well. I wonder if you'll take that at about 24360.
24360, a bit higher.
Yeah, another 15-20 pips away or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've sold now.
Yeah.
So if I can get my risk out, if it push back down, I'll secure something. I know this is risky as, but I'm short.
Oops, I had my audio off. Just saying, I think that's probably a good target there, Jim. And I was just saying how the grind on the 2 minute just looks like a pure grind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this thing as well. Then I don't like on the 1 minutes. This price action here. On the 2 minutes, you've also got something similar over here. So if it could get back down to here, to this area, what I'll do is it won't quite be 1-to-1, but I'll take a little bit of profit at that time. I am a little bit concerned of a retest and bounce.
So London's just hit 80 pips as well. Am I right? 86 or something.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, 86. So that's a good London hour. If this one doesn't work, I won't want to take a loss on this one. So what it does though is the timing of it. that get in at 9 o'clock. Like we know that we're going to start coming to Hong Kong close soonish. So hopefully it moves down now, gives a little bit of a breather from this grind. But otherwise, it could just keep on grinding for like another, I mean, potentially it grinds all the way through Hong Kong close to it reopens, or to after markets open, or 12 o'clock. That's what I don't want it to keep on grinding till 12 o'clock, like lunchtime. Because yesterday, look at where it turned around yesterday. Like it just, once it started moving, it was grinding, and then it got to around like close to this like 12 o'clock time, like midday in London, and then it had that pullback. So I don't want to I just don't want to get caught in that. So I like this level. But if it's looking threatening, then I'll be quick to, I'll be like a coward. I'll just bail on it. But the way that it's just grinding higher here is concerning.
I just wonder if it's going for that daily inside / NMG and chart. They're not too far apart.
Yeah.
About 15 picks apart.
Mm-hmm.
Could be going for an all-time high.
Could do.
Long way to go.
Yeah, but the amount of, they say the market climbs a wall of worry, and everyone's worried about it, and then put in short positions in, thinking that there's going to be some announcement, and all that does is just extend the life of this rally.
I think I'll probably take a punt if there's a reversal at the daily inside buy high, but I've taken a loss already today, so I'm only going to give one more go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking if this basically break even. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna close this. I kind of want it to be like a bit of an immediate reaction. The way it's just keep on grinding higher, I think I'm going to close this sell. I don't like it. Look, if it's breaking that high again, this will, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna close this one. Okay, closing this trade. So it's took like a 3-pip loss. That's fine. I was risking 40. I consider that a break even. This looks like it wants to push up higher, so this area now is so far away, which is a real shame, man. But yeah, like I think that now that area that you're talking about, an inside bar. So that's this next one.
If it goes to the NMG, that's 120 pips for the session. London.
Okay.
Just shy of.
Sessions like these, I'm pretty comfortable knowing that playing the odds. I mean, I know like what it looks like here is why shorting something or trying to short something that looks so bullish. And look, I get it, but I've also done so much testing now of when this New York session closes up near the highs. I'm very comfortable sticking with a bias. So I don't want to say anything can happen. I don't want to talk anyone out of anything, but I was only looking for, I thought London would have a bit more of a correction, but obviously not, man. These guys But we're at that level, the inside bar now.
Yeah, it's just hit that daily high.
Could I take another short? I'm going to take another short. Same idea, guys. So I took a short. Same thing, 40 pips. Just default that I'm risking at the moment. But see how I think what's important there was it was looking like it was going to want to go higher. I'm not flipping my bias, but I've also thought, well, there's no point holding drawdown, because if it does push up higher, I can just get in again higher. So I've effectively took a 3 pip loss, which is basically break even, risking 40 pips, took a 3 pip loss. Now price pushed up to that next level that, as a group, where Jim pointed out the inside bar, that makes a lot of sense. Tom saying that MMG makes a lot of sense. So rather hold this much drawdown, just get out, man. Just get out, get back in at a higher price if you still think it's going to go down. Now, I would have liked it to push down a bit lower. That was 10 pips, so it was only like risk 40 was maximum 10 pips in profit then. Look how overbought we are on the stocky. Just staying overbought now. This shows that the grind's there. When I see this, secure if we get to oversold. Okay. Secure something or remove risk, because when it stays overbought for so long, first time touch is pretty often a bounce. I mean, you do what you do, you do you. But from what I've seen is when it stays overbought for so long, the first time it hits oversold, it usually results in a bounce.
Yeah, I jumped back on. I could not see an entry point, Hayden, so I've just stayed out of it in the end.
Yeah, that's all right. Say okay to not have anything on.
No, I said not trading, still trading.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to not be in the market, wishing you were, than in it, wishing you weren't.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, come on, man. You've been hugging this. Oh no, you're not hugging the VWAP. Okay, come on. Down you come. All good, Sarah. See, you just joined. Good.
So on Forex.com, the high here is exactly the same as the daily high. 34354 or 24354. So I'm wondering if it's just going to do one more take.
One more higher
Well,
high.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it has taken it.
Taking it now.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely took it now. Come on.
Thanks on the turn.
If we can just get a 1-to-1, I'd be very happy. Just come down to, like, say here.
Yeah, I'm in as well. I messed up the risk on my first trade that lost, so that was quite a big loss for me.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
What happened? Just incorrect lot sizes, or just
I've done this. I've done this before on Trade Assistant. So you put in your risk where your stop loss is, and you put the percentage risk. So I don't actually put lots in,
Mhm.
and instead of putting 0.25, I put 2.5.
Oh, damn it, man.
But I scaled out, so I didn't actually lose 2.5%. But still lost 1%.
You're not the first to have done that. It
Yeah,
happens.
not the first or the last.
I do it too frequently. That's the problem, especially when I'm scalping.
Mhm.
Oh, well. Of course, every now and then it works in my favour, but usually not.
Okay, come on.
Oh.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Going for the MMG.
What number's that at?
24371.
7-1. That's a bit. I don't want to risk that much, man. I want to get out of this if it's pushing up that high.
I reckon I just set that up and people put all those stops in, and I'm just like, oh, thanks, we'll have those.
Yeah, man. Like I don't. I don't like this, man. I was waiting to see if I could use this as the way to scale out. I don't want to like reject that 50. Anyway, I'm gonna hold. This hour candle, man. Bloody strong. Bloody hour candle.
Good one.
Yeah, man. It is a good one. This will be a first for quite a while where New York session pushed up so strong. I mean, I guess the one thing though that London didn't do that is very common is if Asia had also pushed up, if London opened above this high, that's where I see it more often. We'll definitely have that correction. But London didn't open above the high, but I thought there were still good grounds for London to at least want to get a better price. But it still will be the first time in quite a while that New York closed up so high and London just did that. But that's all right.
Looks like they cleaned up half an hour early. That's what it looks like to me.
Don't know, man. Don't know.
Europe came in, they took it down, wandered back up. The London boys turned up,
Europe did nothing.
20 to the hour, and just went, hang on.
No,
It's
Europe
going
did
to go up.
nothing.
Let's get.
Europe did literally nothing. This is Europe here. They just consolidated.
I was not saying the London boys turned up half an hour early. It's what I'm saying. Mind you, maybe they just, maybe Europe was forced to, almost at the end early.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much in the way here. So between this area, this is really, I did not want it to be like showing strength in this zone. They just the 1 minutes, man, it's doing that again. It's just doing that like grind higher. So I think I'm going to just get out of this. I'll see how it reacts at this specific level. You said like that 71. So let's see. Let's see if this holds. If it doesn't hold,
they're sniffing the volume, the $3 volume in Australia. Get that $3 stop in Australia.
yeah. Where is he at?
Later things we're taking out of the market.
So is this the one you're talking about? It's a bit higher on here. 377.
Yep. What have you got? 7.7. I've got 7.1.
Taking that out.
I don't use that that indicator. I just do it manually.
Right.
I'm just taking out the MMG.
Bloody hell, man! Look at that. Just ruined me.
Top of the MMG is 24,400. Welcome back to the gap. Man, it loves it.
Yeah, man. Far out. Yeah. Yeah, pretty uncomfortable. All that position down here now, that idea down here looks miles away. But that's what a grind. What a grind for the last 40 minutes. Come on. Oh yeah, before your revenge trade, yeah, man, it's frustrating because two solid days, we had so much just like slow movement, and then today it's just been like this grind is just the wrong angle. I wouldn't mind like the other days was grinding sideways. This time we wanted it to grind down just for London to get a better price. But we've just done the grind up. So it happens. It happens. But again, man, this 1 minute, it's just keeps on doing this grinding pattern. So like, oh, come on, hello.
I'll push on.
Yeah, come on. Drop. First red candle we've seen for a while. Yeah, man. Just annoying, man. This is wrong. Clearly is wrong. But the lesson in trading is how much does being wrong cost you, right? So we're going to be wrong. It's impossible to be right every time. So just make sure that when you are wrong, like at the moment it's looking like I'm wrong, is how much does it cost you? Or if you do take a loss, what do you like? Do you sabotage yourself afterwards? Do you increase your risk? Do you just keep on like pile in, or you just like accept it? Because if you can accept it, move on. Look for the next
Business expense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take my stuff.
Where is this going to? Jeez.
Sometimes I swear sessions like this are just algorithms. It's like someone's turned up and just gone, oh, we made 0.5%, boys. All right, put it on up. Let's go to lunch. And the
Yeah.
algorithm just grinds and grinds and grinds.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like it seems like there's just zero. There's like, what's going to cause people to sell at the moment is just like, if retail keep on piling into sells, all they do is extend it. So
Yep.
it's there's clearly enough reason for retail to want to sell. And then the more that people think, oh, okay, let's push them higher, I'll sell higher, I'll sell higher, I'll sell higher. As long as they keep on selling, and then price pushes up, and then they're forced to cover their position. Like if they sell, and then they've got to keep on putting stop losses or buy orders. All it does is just extend the life. And when this is why it's so dangerous to get caught in sells on the stock market, because you can get a squeeze. Right, so that's why shorting is so dangerous. But I thought I had my reasons why I was looking for a short. It was a break even first time. Never found an entry here. This one's going to be a full loss by the looks of it.
Speaking of shorts, have you seen Dumb Money on Netflix?
Seen what?
The new Netflix movie, Dumb Money.
Oh yeah. I saw that in the movies. That's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, a good example of a short squeeze. How it just keeps
Right.
it going. These rallies. When you look at it in hindsight, you're like, man, why was I looking for shorts? But that's fine. Yeah, this guy didn't help. This Chancellor Merz intends to contact U.S. government as well. Diplomatic means to resolve Ukraine war have been exhausted. Oh, okay, I don't know what that means. I'm optimistic we can agree deal with USA by end of this month. About to get taken out here. Yeah, very disappointing. It's been stopped out. Nothing held, man. It's just bloody one-sided. Oh well.
Can you get back in again, Hayden?
Nah, man. Not like this. Not like this. It's just not showing. Like I'm clearly. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah. Clearly missed the longs. That's the thing. I clearly missed the longs. So for me, there's just like, why would I short something that's looking like this? And I can't go long because I missed it, and I can't go short because look at it. So I'm in a difficult situation. That this is probably just gonna be a losing session, because is this the all-time high? No, all-time high.
No.
But look at it, just straight up, 150 pips now. Just freaking annoying, man. This weekly candle must be looking pretty good. Yeah, no, it's just I was just wrong. So there's no point compounding the error. It's where discipline comes in. You know, it's going to be a losing day. First trade was a couple pips. I'm going to call that a break even, and then this one was a full loss. But because it was a cowboy entry, I mean, I'm down just over 0.5%. So, like, trying to revenge trade that, it's better just to stay out, because I know I'll come in tomorrow. Like, I'm still up for the week. Monday, Tuesday were good. So today's session is a negative one, but I just didn't see that coming. So that's fine. Now just reset, and then tomorrow's another day. Because look at it, man. Look, now it's really starting to put that squeeze on.
You think it's going to be continuous all the way through the session?
Don't know. I've got no idea. Like, I'm clearly not in tune with it today. So there will be a correction at some time. But it's just look how overbought. This cannot stay like this. It cannot. So with so many people in profit all week, it's like, is it going to be Asia close? So in 15 minutes, do we see that correction? Or quite often we see it's going to be London lunchtime. To me, there's no reason. Like look here. See this one where we saw a correct. I'm just going to turn the VWAP off because it's messy. But see this candle. So this one here. That's 12 o'clock London time. When this candle closes,
Yeah.
opens 11:30, closes at 12. So at 12 o'clock we see a correction. And then on this day, it wasn't. We saw a little correction when New York came in, so 1 o'clock. This day here to the left, see this was Asia close, so 9:30. Then this previous day, it's 11. This day here, which is selling off, kind of stalled around Asia close. This day here pushed up around Asia close, had a pullback. This day here, it was about 11:30. It's around New York London lunchtime. So I don't know. When this is not normal movement. It's not normal that it just opens and then goes unless it did it on Monday actually. Just London just grinded higher. But I'm gonna say I can't build a trade system or trade plan around this because this is not something that usually happens. So if something that doesn't usually happen, it's very difficult for me to try and anticipate what's going to happen next because I just don't know.
I'll leave you to it, Hayden, but good luck for the rest of the night. We'll try and catch you tomorrow.
Cheers, mate. See you, pal.
See ya.
Yeah, I suppose so. But last time I spoke, I didn't speak to you actually.
I mean, look at these candles. Like that was just almost equal in size, isn't it? Like it's crazy how continuous this was. All of these 5-minute candles, ever since 8:30, was just a grind higher. Higher. So bizarre, man. If you picked it, well done to you. But this is the next level. So I know we found some smaller levels inside these yellow lines and this black line, but really the main levels were the two blue ones. So once it broke through the blue levels, it was just an easy move up, really. Yeah, strong, man. Very strong. So having a decent reaction here, but at the moment this is just the first 5-minute candle. I mean, it's not even closed yet. It's the first minute. But haven't seen a red candle other than the 1 minutes for ages. Anyway. Kind of crazy how overbought we've stayed. Like it just stayed. Look at it, man. Just once it got overbought, it just stayed there. Can't remember the last time it did that as well. So, oops. Oh, last time it did something like this. It's been a long time since we've had this kind of price action. Yeah. Yeah, I just got caught on the wrong side of it. Yeah, that didn't work. That's all right. What's the worst that can happen? Worst that can happen is you just accept it. That's the worst thing. Got stopped out. It's going to happen. So tomorrow's another day. The next session's another session. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty frustrated with it all. So when I'm feeling frustrated, I don't want to take an impulsive decision. So I think it's best just to call it, because this is just not looking like it wants to slow down. And when it does want to slow down, man, it's just going to be, Maddie's going to be bloody. It's going to want to turn around at the worst time. So I'm just going to accept the outcome for today. But it will pull back. So if you are able to get the pullback, man, congrats. If you took longs, congrats. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna end it. I've got to get Maddie to nursery.
No worries, mate.
So appreciate you guys.
Thanks, mate. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow's another day. Just shake it off. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow. So good luck in the New York session if you're going to trade it, or good luck in the later sessions. Hope you guys can, if you did take a loss, hope you can make your money back. Yeah, frustrated, man. Anyway, okay, all right, it's trading for you.
Okay, bye everyone.
You've got to ride the ups
See
and
you all.
downs. Danny, I'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay.
See you all, guys. See you
Bye, guys.
tomorrow.
Take care.
See you.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Yeah. See you all, everyone.
Have to go somewhere in 10 minutes. She's ready apart from her hair.